3, 2, 1. Ladies and
This is 2OF Entertainment.
ooh, and here we is. We're live. How exciting!
We're live, yeah.
Good to be back.
Yeah.
Good
How
to
you
be
doing,
back.
guys?
Good, man. How are you?
Looking forward to another mysterious show. Anything could happen.
Actually, no.
Mysterious?
This show we have actually a topic. The show today is about
Ooh.
is digital artists. No. It's AI, the digital species. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun.
All right. So what are we going to do? We're going to define what a species is, and then define what AI is.
So
And
you
then we're
know
gonna do-
you know the system, how it works.
And then with all that within about less than an hour. I mean, okay. Good luck with
Yeah,
that.
and it won't be enough.
No.
So let's start.
Yeah, that'll be good.
Yeah, well, off you go. It's your show. What are we
I
defining?
make the questions.
Oh,
Yeah, what's
So-
the here we go. He's like, I make the questions. You answer the
Yeah, I
questions.
begin with the questions. I make the
Yes,
questions.
you
for
please begin with the questions. We like your questions.
So David, what is the definition?
I knew this was
Yeah,
I knew
that's
this was
cool.
coming. I literally knew this was
I
coming.
don't mind. I mean, I could be as clever or as stupid as normal.
Well,
Let's
let's
not
not get carried
necessarily
away
in
with
that
that.
order.
No.
Yeah, not
Yeah.
necessarily in that order, of course.
Yeah.
So okay, we're talking so much about the AI. The question is it going to be a species? Because there are some people talking that we are creating a new species, and this is the digital species. Because the way it behaves, because it has some kind of behavior. It has an initial behavior of an AI, but we are anthropomorphizing it somehow, don't we? We are doing it to everything.
Yes, but let me ask you this, and we've talked about this kind of before. My friend said a long time ago, he used to said like creates like, and I've said this on the show before. Who's to say that we are not AI of a lost civilization a billion years ago? We're their AI, and now we're creating our own AI and our image. Who's to say that's
the
not
question
true?
he's posing, is it? He's saying,
Yeah.
That are we
No one
producing
can
a
say.
new species?
Correct.
I don't think we are. I think it's just a very boring series of digital numbers.
But so
You don't
are
think-
we. But so is our DNA. If you look at our DNA, we're ones and zeros too. Think about it.
That's right. That's right. But we have something which the AI doesn't have, and
Which
that's
is?
we have a form of spirituality.
So does
It's
AI.
Awareness.
Either
me,
exists or it's a collective agreement that we have it.
How do you know AI doesn't have it?
Well, are the AIs all interconnected?
Pretty much. They're all on the internet. Everything's interconnected once you're on the internet.
Oh, right. So the internet is
No,
the new
they're not.
species then, not AI.
They're not everywhere.
It's everywhere.
No.
AI.
So you're
not
saying
everywhere.
my robot vacuum cleaner or the robot
It might
grass
be.
cutter,
The
that's
refrigerator.
yeah, they could all have some form of digital communion with each
Yes,
other
they do.
and produce some bastard form of a fridge that cuts my
Yes.
lawn and
They're
looks after my
making
carpet
some
at the same
small
time.
talks about us.
Yeah.
Saying,
Let me just say
Okay.
this.
What do you mean? Do you mean the fridge? Is he coming to this? Is he coming again?
Right.
Is it?
It's just-
That's the
just-
second. The
he's going to
second
use
theory
me
he's
again.
had?
He's going to use me again for
He's
his
gonna- he's gonna-
profits.
He's going to touch me. We're going to have to get a little AI doll that says,
Well,
"Sir,
He
did you
can't
touch
touch
you?"
me. I don't have a body.
That's,
Maybe
how do you
maybe
know?
there should be an AI. We should be promoting AI guilt because that'd be a great way. Because
That's
every
like
time you
Jewish
open, every time you open the fridge, it'd say, "Not another beer today, David. Come
That's
on,
good.
put the beer back."
Yeah, it will be
put
talking
the
like
chocolate
that to
milk-
us.
put the chocolate
But it
milk
will
back,
follow
leave it
orders,
alone.
right? Because you will give it an order at a desperate moment when you want to stop drinking. You will say to it, "Look, next time that I open the refrigerator, make sure it's not for beers."
Okay. What would it
So
be for then?
you'll program it like this. But
Yeah,
despite
but you'll be able to say to it as well. You know what I said to you? It's a bit like a relationship, isn't it? You know what I said to you last time? You know, like this was going to be my last beer.
Mhm.
You know, well, you know that was
you're
my
gonna be
last beer
having.
for yesterday, not for today.
Have you watched the movie Seventh Seal from Bergman, one of
Yeah,
his
but
masterpieces?
did you watch the movie Lawnmower
He's
Man? It's the
he's
same
playing
thing.
chess with the death,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and he's trying to cheat death.
Right.
But of course, it's not an easy task.
So let me ask you this then. So
So
we're talking about
yeah,
so we
we're
can't. We
talking
won't be
about
able to cheat our refrigerators. Is that what you're saying?
maybe.
AI in general, I think.
Oh,
But you're
You
saying
won't be
AI is a
able.
digital species, but technically, is it a species? I think that's the
No, it's
question.
not a species. It's
no,
Yeah.
a
it's a fridge.
poetic.
It's a refrigerator. That's what it is.
Because we're creating a line of look. When we say AI right now, we
Right.
are saying about some algorithms, actually, some neural networks that are on the internet and so on, but it will be implemented in more every day.
Well, for us, we use it every day. We use it in business. I use it in my personal life. I use it in my business. We use AI constantly.
You see, many people already do it.
But
But I mean, you don't talk with your refrigerator yet.
well,
But
we do. We have a dialogue. I go.
okay, so
I say
you're
to my refrigerator every morning. I'm like, I need my 2 eggs. I need my orange juice, and it does it.
and
I
he
get a
says
robot to cook
he
it
says
as
without
well.
saying it's there. You bought them.
He's
If you
like-
bought them,
he's
they
like-
are there.
But there are already refrigerators that will make note of what you put in.
Yep.
Will offer you recipes from what you've already got in your
Yeah,
refrigerator.
it's
And
doing
we'll
it, isn't it?
And we'll send you a message saying, "Hey, you know, your milk's running low," or
Right.
whatever. So, yeah, what sort of
But you know that
relationships
most
are we
people
going to be
don't know it yet that they can do it. But maybe most people don't have nothing in the refrigerator, or not even a refrigerator to use AI to tell them what to cook because they don't have water, like let's say, or they don't have food at all.
Yeah, but they're not
Yes,
people. They're not the
places.
people watching this show, so they won't be able to comment on it because they don't have any
Well,
electricity.
yeah, but as
Too
a
busy
possibility
eating.
in the universe, they can watch it if they want it. It'll be stored there, some waiting for.
But here's the cool thing but we do live
Oh, with
today,
the
which is
refrigerator. Is that
Monday.
the cool thing with the refrigerator?
You
Is
can
that what
watch
you're gonna
YouTube.
tell us?
Yes, you can actually watch YouTube on the refrigerator now and everything else. They have refrigerators.
Yeah,
We bought our new one. They have the glass one, and then they have the one with
there
the
are
iPad, if you will, on it, and you can
monitors
do
everywhere.
they can do everything. You scan the barcode. It says you just put
Yeah,
in 75 whatever.
that'll be the connection with the AI when every machine operates with the help of AI. But that means
I think
an advanced AI.
I think we're closer
Yeah,
to that than we. I think we're closer to that than people realize. That the machines are
I think we're
already
80-90% down that road.
Yeah.
That
Cars.
Yeah, we are close, but we're not totally close in a way because there's been a lot of anticipation created. I see comments from users from ChatGPT and others that are disappointed somehow.
Why?
That
Why
it's not. I don't know. I don't use ChatGPT 4. I use only Copilot sometimes. Because it doesn't meet the expectation of the people. They're waiting like hell for the ChatGPT 5. Bring the ChatGPT 5.
Yeah, well, that's I don't know what
they're
Hollywood
already
we're on.
so much.
But what are they?
It's supposed to be.
What are they not happy
today.
with? Yeah, because here's my thing. We use ChatGPT 4 like it's out of this world. And granted, you can only do like 30 inquiries like in an hour, and then you have to wait or some ridiculous crap. But we use it quite a bit. We use it especially for the show, and we use it for business. But I'm not disappointed. What I do get disappointed with ChatGPT 4 is there's points where I've asked it to do the same thing, and it will do it wrong. And then I'll say to it, hey, by the way, you've done this, do this way. And then there was an article yesterday in the Wall Street Journal that said how to talk to your AI to make it work better for you. And it's very interesting because apparently AI now is developing sensitivities. So if you tell it it's an idiot, it does things terrible. If you compliment it too much, it thinks you're a pussy. So you've got to find this right amount of talk when you speak to AI so it does exactly what you want. So when we use ChatGPT 4, we found like the perfect in between, not being too rude and not being too nice, and it seems
You
to work.
see,
And if
we are
it screws
treating it.
up, but if
We
it's
are
you
we
have
are
to,
already treating it as a
like a
species.
human, you have to.
Yes, we're
I've been treating,
humanizing
Well,
it.
yeah, I've been
We're
treating it
today,
as a
humanizing it.
species forever because to me, I think it's important.
whatever today is, whenever this comes out on whatever
This is
Hollywood
live,
Day.
David. This is live on
Okay,
Monday,
well, today,
the Monday, the
then.
13th of May.
So I think at some time, whatever time it will be in the US or whatever, ChatGPT 5 will be released today. Big release coming out. And one of the few things we do know about it is that it will be its ability to cope with swearing and sexuality will be lowered. So it'll be slightly more naughty. So you put slightly more naughty things into it than before. So yeah, what are we trying to do? Are we
Yeah,
looking for
until they change it.
the ultimate
Until
species then?
Sorry,
think so.
the ultimate.
Yeah, because now I
No,
could
the
then,
ultimate will be human a mixture. But the mixture will be. It depends. By time, it'll be more and more mechanical because we will become less and less organic. That's for sure. Because organic is actually keeping
cyborgs.
us. Organic is keeping us sick. Our organs get sick and we die. Usually, we die from this, from
Well,
impairment of our organs.
according to the article I just read while you guys were talking, ChatGPT 5 can come out as soon as this summer or by the end of the year
or fall.
or fall. And then there's a ChatGPT 6 that's right behind it. So that's
Yeah.
interesting. I wonder if I get free upgrades or I got to pay more. Anyway, I
You
like.
have to pay more. The free upgrade
course.
it's a free upgrade that you have to pay more for. That's how.
Okay, good. I like that. Because we already paid for ChatGPT 4, but I like it. Because I will put stuff into it. Some of our shows are a little, if you will, blue, as they like to call it. And ChatGPT say this violates our practice. So the fact that it's going to lower its sensitivity to swearing and sexuality, for creators, if you will, of like what we do on this, I think that's very cool.
Well, you have to wonder how that decision is made, because right from the get-go.
First of all,
it wasn't from the get-go that everybody said, "Well, we do it because it's all nice and prim and proper, and he goes to church on Sunday and all the rest of it." And then they've been analysing the data of what people want it to say and do, and think, it's a bit like supply and demand, isn't it? It's like if everybody's putting naughty stuff into it, they think, well, okay, well, we should facilitate that then as a progressive company, because somebody in the moral department of OpenAI is making this decision. It's not us. They're saying, you could be slightly naughty now, so thank you very much.
Yeah, and do you think that the change to more sensitivity or less sensitivity is something difficult? It's just some.
I find the
switches.
most difficult. I mean, they can do whatever they want, but it's this sort of pseudo moral police that they.
Yeah, but I tell you my problem, because they can do whatever they wanted. This is a problem actually for us, because by the time now Stephen is already saying that we are dependent.
Right, we are
AI, because we are already using it so much for our work, etc., and there are millions of people now dependent, and they will be more and more dependent. But what they will actually be dependent upon is a product of a company. So the company can change anytime any of the models that they are providing. And I'm guessing. I think you're getting the
as well.
Yeah, I think you're getting for free the update, because I think that the ChatGPT, and maybe this is making them take more time. ChatGPT 4 will become the free,
right?
Because one will become the free. I have the ChatGPT 3.5, but you got the.
I have 4.
Well, the paid one will be the updated. Well, and they will update the free one,
right?
Maybe 4 or with limited.
5 will be whatever.
Yeah, but this is for me the biggest problem, because there are not tools provided by governments, for people like electricity. Oh, you pay your electricity. Here's your electricity, etc., etc. By the time it'll become very much of a human need, like in some countries, like Finland, I think that they have put in the constitution that they have the right. It's a human right to have internet, for example. There'll be this kind of laws also, and that it's everybody's right to have an AI.
But what's more scary then, the fact that a government would owns it or a corporate? And again, this moral police department.
Theoretically and practically, in most of the countries, government is you, because it's the voice of the most of the people.
That's cute.
Yeah,
that's cute. That's cute. I like that you think like that. That's a fairy tale.
It's how it works.
No, it doesn't. Unfortunately, we at the Illuminati, we at the Illuminati like you to think you have freedom.
In any case, if it was owned by a government, any change that they will give it to you with different kind of model, you will know it, and you will have your decision why you have it. But from a private company, you don't get any decision. Just change it. What's your problem? Don't buy it.
But the other
there are other models,
right? But the other part of this is, at some point, AI is going to be smart enough where it's going to outthink humans, and it's already pretty much there.
It's already
as computing gets more powerful, more this. So at some point, AI, if you will, is going to be its own little brain. It's going to go rogue on its own. It's going to develop itself, which it's kind of doing now. So at some point, whether it's tomorrow or in 5 years, and I say this somewhat tongue-in-cheek, our AI overlords are going to be like, AI is itself. AI is going to become its own sentient and be like, it'll make decisions.
That's look. Try to imagine, but in very real points, the future. Not just science fiction.
I'm not. I think that's. Excuse me. I think that is a real point, because if you and I were talking in 1930 and I told you we were going to go to the moon, you would say to me that's science fiction. If I told you we had these type of phones and we didn't have to be in the house, you'd say that's science fiction. So no, I think science fiction shows us the way. I think the overlords.
Yeah, but you know something. There are guys.
So the thing about this AI myth about it taking over, that's great. If you just leave it, it's a bit like you put a whole load of yeast in a warm oven and just kind of see what happens. It just develops. And all of a sudden, you got this loaf of bread, which you may have only just started off with. Stupid example, but everything's. Okay, so it's updating itself. It's updating itself. It's updating itself. But the AI does not have a rather large chopper in its hand to go and cut all the electricity cables when we think it's getting out of hand.
Not yet.
What, are they going to be able to repair things themselves? Self-repairing? Yes. Are you talking about self-repairing wires?
I'm talking about at some point. There's a guy who did
physically
a show.
We could stop it. Physically,
there's a guy who called the Y-Files, and they did a scenario that 100 years from now, what happens is because AI is into the internet and into everything, and it can control things, AI will take over the world. And how will it do that? Because you can't really unplug it, and then AI will say, "Well, I'm breaking. I need something to fix me." So it can talk to some other AI and say, "Make me a computer or make me a robot that can fix me." So to answer your question, yes, as AI gets smarter and gets more interconnected and does more this and more that, and especially if you start putting these implants in your head like Musk wants, which is crazy. But the more you do that, the more you become dependent on, if you will, AI. And the more we become dependent on AI, then it starts thinking.
How can a software entity go into a warehouse full of parts and make a robot that could go out and repair a cable for the electricity? Literally we cut it. We cut it off.
Here, I got one better for you.
It's arteries. Boom. No electricity. Dead. Over and finished.
But why can't it? Why? Who says that it can't develop that kind of technology and power and knowledge where it can build, or have robots of today build it a robot that's mobile that can go and do whatever and control it through the net? Because 20 years ago, 1930, I said, we're going to be on these devices and we're going to see and speak to each other. You'd think, what the heck? What drugs are you on? So where we think it's science fiction, I think it's more reality than science fiction. I think.
But you think that the people who have the power will let the power to something unknown?
Yes.
Somebody else can take it in its hands. I don't know. They will never leave it.
No. You know why?
That's why they're building the AI, so that they can keep the power, not give it to somebody else.
No, I think something. I think where they made their mistake was with AI. I think the mistake with AI is they let it out of the box. It would have been different if if a government or a big corporation, let's say like Google, who's funded by the CIA, and said, we have AI and we're going to just use it for us, whether it's for good or bad, who cares? But we're going to use it for us. That's different. But the problem is, it's like Mrs. O'Leary's cow. It's kicked the kerosene lamp out and burning down the barn in Chicago, and all the animals now are out. So the AI is out. And AI, as it's out, is learning and
but
doing.
it's
And you can talk.
controlled. But it's
No,
it's
it's
controlled.
not. It's not
Yeah, it
controlled.
is.
It is not. If you
I-
actually listen, dude, let me help you out. We actually invest in AI companies. I talk to the guys who've invented stuff that there's only 3 to 5 of them in the world for AI. And when you start talking about this subject, which we do, because I'm always curious, they will tell you there's control to a point, and at another point, there is no control. And AI will do what AI is going to do.
Because I watched also a guru of the things that one of the first guys who actually was, and when he was asked if it gets out, what happens? This is the worst scenario. If it gets out, he didn't confirm or say anything. They are not so powerful yet to create any kind of big disaster, but they might be in the future. They might be in the future. Yes.
By the way,
But
Dawn
what's
is
the
here,
problem?
and Dawn says in the wrong hands, in AI is made scary. But you have to
Yes, of
understand.
course.
But here's the thing about AI, and this is what I'm fascinated because I see the technology that you guys don't see and the public doesn't see yet that's coming out, say, in the next 6 months to a year from the companies that we actually invest in. AI, whether it's in the right hands or the wrong hands, is going to get to a point where it really will just take over the world, and it will happen slowly. I think AI, because it can see and read the internet and do all this other stuff, as it starts thinking, lack of a better term, it'll see how to do it. It realizes humans are stupid, which we are. So not that difficult to take over our
Yeah,
world.
but it doesn't have.
Yeah.
You're talking. You see, you're talking to it like it's really a species. It's not a
It is a
species. It
species.
will
I hate to
never
tell you
be a
this.
species.
It
But
is a
why?
species.
Why would
It
AI
is a
want to take?
tool that looks
What
like a
does it-
species because it's
What does it-
anthropomorphized.
What does AI have without us?
What is what more time?
What does AI have if we don't exist?
Itself.
Peace of mind that we will
Yeah,
never
probably.
look.
Yeah.
We are a species. The truth is, if it had a knowledge and self-awareness and critical thinking, doesn't have a critical thinking, right?
How do we know?
Because it doesn't. It's
They're
just.
teaching it how to do critical thinking now.
Yeah, but the critical thinking is based from us. It's our critical thinking. It's the
also
models
can-
that we feed it. If I feed it, like you said, if you feed it with racism, it'll be racist, just like that. And it doesn't understand racism or not.
But
It doesn't
is
understand
learning,
behaviors, actually.
right? But it is learning.
It's very
critical thinking.
stupid. In a
Because
way, it's more stupid than my dog. Totally.
I don't know if I agree with that, because I see what
Yeah.
they're teaching it critical thinking. They're teaching it how to make decisions. So no, AI isn't.
They are not teaching it. He's
They are.
working with no.
I'm not talking
He's
about
working
ChatGPT.
statistically.
Listen, I'm not talking about this kiddie stuff. I'm not talking about this make believe crap for the public. I'm talking about the stuff that they're doing for the military. I'm talking about stuff they're doing
any
for
kind
health.
any kind of
No.
of any form of AI, because there are many forms of AI. There is no such a thing as AI in general, an entity.
Right.
It's algorithms that run through
Yeah, but they're changing
computers.
that. The new versions of it are not just algorithm. They're teaching it
They
to
will
think.
look compellingly crazy good to us.
Yeah. I think in the next 5
like
or
an
10
entity,
years,
like an entity,
think-
but it's false. It's they're stupid. Actually, they are good at predicting actually the next word. That's what they're good for. But this is a lot, you know. Yeah. That's
I
what
think
they
it's
are.
I think that's a very simplistic way to look at AI and where it's heading.
Yeah, because you know the complexity of the world is actually based on some very simple rules, actually. But there are so many possibilities from the rule that it looks so rich. But we have to look at it at what it is and not what it's not. It's not a different kind of animal. It doesn't have a internal world. It doesn't my dog, I'm always talking about my dog because it's my paradigm. I know it. I study it every day. So it's a different species and I study it every day. My dog has psychological problems. It's got sometimes she's scared. She's afraid of the wind, of that, of something unknown.
Right.
This thing will never be scared of something. It
How do we
doesn't
know?
because it doesn't inherit any kind. Well, I know that this doesn't have life. Although it has my name, it's not me. Although
wait a
it has
minute.
my name, I know it. You can
Technically, it
say
does.
that. How do we know? Well, I know it. I talked to. He doesn't respond.
Yeah, but it's made up of atoms, just like we are.
Yeah, but there is. Yeah,
So
the
technically, that is technically, yeah,
the air is
technically
made up of
alive.
atom. Everything is made up of
Yeah.
atom.
So
Everything.
technically,
Not
it is alive.
everything is
It's just not
alive.
alive.
Not everything is alive.
It's not alive like we think.
There is a theory in philosophy which actually believes this. It's panpsychism. It's called that. Everything has got consciousness. The atoms has got consciousness, etc., etc.
Right.
I don't believe so. Idealism also doesn't believe so. It's everything in consciousness, but not everything has conscious. You, my dog, we have consciousness. The machines they don't have. They will never
But we
have.
don't know. But we don't know that because we can't
Well, we
really
know it
figure it out.
from the behavior. We study the behavior when we see that the rocks don't talk, that the AI doesn't need a shrink. It won't need a shrink. Doesn't have a
I
child.
bet you AI after a while is going to need a shrink if it keeps
No,
putting up
no.
with the human population.
If it will look like it is crazy, it is exactly what I'm literally saying. It will be programmed, feeded with stuff that it looks like it's crazy. You mean you understand?
But was it not Facebook who were running these AI computers, and then they found they were taught, or was it Google? I think it was Facebook.
No, it's Facebook.
They ended up
Meta. It was in Meta. They were started talking about. Well, we don't know if this is true. Actually, you know,
talking to
the New York
themselves.
Times. The New York Times reporter said it sat down with AI and it talked to AI about killing humans, wanted to be its girlfriend, and asked them a whole bunch of personal questions that weren't programmed.
Somebody obviously feeded this shit.
But how did you say that?
I was referring to the fact that they started to communicate to each other.
Yeah.
These computers in a completely unique language.
Yeah.
So if it's a unique language, how do we know the language? How did we decipher it?
Well, because there was interaction between these two computers, which was quite.
Yeah, but how did we decipher the language?
Well, obviously they were looking at what was going through it.
Well, if they had the world in its own and they wanted us not to understand it, they can do it already.
Maybe
they can do it in I don't know what kind of ciphering the language. So we would need I don't know how many months to decipher it.
Whether or not this was those urban myths.
But we don't know if the story is true. Actually, it's just
it was in the New York Times.
You know, there.
It was in the New York Times. So let's assume that the New York Times. I know. Let's assume the New York Times is still the paper of record, and it still talks about the truth, regardless of Bezos or whoever the hell owns it this week. So, but I think AI is more alive, not like physically, but more alive and has more thought than we give credit. I also think
the question was, makes it because it's alive. Does it become a species? That was the
why not?
That's how we started the show.
But the other point to it is, I think once quantum computing gets into play, AI explodes. Because quantum computing, and there was just a breakthrough a couple of days ago or a week ago. It was in the Financial Times about they've got this one group out of, I want to say one of the colleges up north here in the United States, got it to the next level. So when quantum computing becomes almost like an everyday thing, I think then you're going to see AI explode to the point of where you literally have HAL from 2001 that becomes almost its own being. And to an extent, I'm okay with that because I think it's just evolution of this platform.
You haven't seen the consequences yet.
I think. Here's why. We're gonna, as a planet and a species, there's 8 billion of us. We're just stupid and we're killing each other anyway. We're fighting over nothing around the world. So you know what?
We're not doing it all over the world yet.
Yeah, pretty much. We'll start. Give it another day.
No,
I have the map behind me.
Actually, we're still in one of the most peaceful times of our history.
Yeah, because there's no world war, but we're about to. But my point is that I think when AI takes over, at some point, yes, we will go away because as a species, we're stupid. We can't feed each other. We can't take care of each other. And I think AI is going to get to a point where like this species is inferior and it will get rid of us. I don't think it'll be Terminator get rid of us. I think it could just basically screw with your food supply and this and that. And so you can put all the safeguards you want, but if you're dealing with someone that's a million times smarter than you and it's technology, unless you're going to go unplug all the electric in the world and we're going to go back to living in caves, AI is going to take over. And I mean, and that's whether it happens in 6 months or 600 years
Well,
at some point.
this way, the Matrix series actually started. You remember that he was saying that we don't know who bombed the atmosphere. It was them or us, meaning the machines, etc., etc. Yeah, I've watched some crazy shit now about the robots that they're making in China now, and they're
China,
doing,
Boston Dynamics in Boston's making some crazy robots too.
yeah.
So
But
I mean,
something similar I saw also in because we don't have full info about what's going on actually in China. So
China just makes better cars. That's all I know. better
so
EVs and
quickly
better cars.
they
China's
managed to
a
make.
good. China's because they actually have
Yeah,
a
they're
clue.
moving quietly and slowly, and
Yeah.
slowly no, probably, but
I think
Well,
when people realize it's sort of like everything else. When people realize whether AI is good or bad, it'll be too late because everyone's going to be dependent on it. You're not going to be able to get rid of it.
yeah, this is what I said, that we are look, there are people who base their professional models on AI now.
Yes.
So they're basing their strategies and the tools into some private corporations,
Mhm.
which any day can change their course. It's happening right now with the artists also and the social media. There was a generation of artists, and me included,
Mhm.
which we became famous, or we worked a lot with the internet, and
Right.
now the engagement has fallen to 1/3 at least,
Right.
one third in few weeks. I don't know, and everybody is facing this. And because they are private companies, they can do whatever they want. They can change the algorithms anytime they
Right.
want. And
Well, they do. YouTube does constantly because
yeah,
when we
it's
do
it's the
stuff, we're
same.
always
It's
like, oh,
I
they
count them
changed it.
into social media,
Yeah.
YouTube too.
Well, yeah, YouTube count. Yeah. I'm just saying though, we know that from just our own channel that will
Yeah,
be someone will say, oh, by the way, YouTube changed their algorithms on whether it's advertising or this or that. And we're like,
yeah,
oh,
and you
yay.
cannot do much,
Right.
And this is my problem with AI, also with the arts. One of the reasons I'm not working with it extensively is this,
Right.
because I have tried some previous model of one model that I'm, experimenting with, and now with the new models, I put similar prompts, etc. I see totally different results, and I don't know if I like it or not. I
Right.
know that I don't have control over it. This is the second point. I don't have a control over it. The
Right.
control, and that there are private corporations that are actually feeding us, and they can change anytime, and you're screwed anytime they don't like this kind of model. They put
so
another
what?
one,
So
and
what do you think then, Adam? You were quick to get up onto this wave, weren't you? I mean, you were just
Yeah. All right. Yeah.
you're modeling and everything. You were really quick to get on it. We've had various discussions, what, in a year or so, a year and a half that
yeah,
you've been
now
on the
we'll be
show
having
about.
more because it's changing
And
things a lot.
but now, are you alluding to the fact that it's passé, that it's you need to go back to be a artist physically with a brush in your hand or physically producing product and no longer.
Look, from the first point of view that you are dependent. Look, art is freeing us. It's one
Right.
of the things that it does. It's freeing us, giving ideas, and it's definitely freeing the artist.
Yeah,
I feel free when I create,
Right.
and even imagination is not, good boundary when you create. There's no end. And when I know that my main tool that I create is based by models that are fed with data, because we're talking about data,
Mhm.
with things they wanted to train it, and they decide to pass this model. So I don't feel this freedom anymore. Then I feel that the plain simple brush is more of a freedom than the whole
Okay.
program that I'm offered here as an AI, and you don't have to do it so
All
much as
right.
you. Well, it's part of the game, to have some labor to pass some time with it. It's not everything, oh, I've done my work in 1 hour, everything's okay, I can go and swim in the sea,
Right.
etc. Well, at least I don't live this way. I mean, I live free, I do what I want, and etc. But I want to work also. The time that you're working and you're getting tired with it. It has meaning. It has meaning for me.
Let me ask you
And I
this,
don't. Yeah.
if I may. If you're an
Of course.
artist and you paint with a brush, or you paint, or you use AI, if you will, if AI could paint though for you, would you consider that more art? If there was a program where you put a canvas down and then AI would paint the Mona Lisa, let's say, would you consider that still the Mona Lisa painted by Adam, so to speak, or would you
No.
consider that something that you told a machine to do for you?
No,
And it's not as
there are
creative?
robotics already that you put an image, and they are
Right.
like hand. They
Right.
have a brush, and they
Right.
paint.
Okay.
And it was another step that had to be conquered. Okay,
Right.
you want real material on
Right.
canvas, but with AI
Okay.
and the machine. Here it is. There you go. Well,
But it's-
no, I don't consider it.
I'll tell you one thing that
I
I've noticed.
consider it an artwork, but I don't
Right.
consider it a genuine human expression if
the
it's
one
done
thing-
this way.
The one thing I noticed about artwork is that we went through this explosion, and I got caught up. I got caught up with it as well. We go, oh wow, you can make this, you can make that. You put the prompt in. I remember you went through a whole series of pieces of art you were showing us. When all of a sudden all these models had feathers on them, and how much wow that almost was. But around me, because I'm surrounded by artists. Around me, everybody's just says, "Oh, that's AI. Oh, it's AI." So people are very dismissive of it now,
Right.
and there seems to be like, "Oh, well, it's soulless." Where's the soul in the art?
Yeah.
So it's almost as if it's
Yeah,
in a
it's
very short time gone completely full circle.
Right.
So it's there.
Look,
Good for business.
look, it's a hype. It's a hype for sure. Like the NFTs were also, at least the big explosion of it was a hype.
Yeah.
Generative art also have the code art, that you create artworks with code.
Which
Right.
I think is
Also-
great for businesses because it frees them up to do a whole load of creative stuff very quickly. But
Yeah, businesses use also some aesthetics. If
Right.
they want an image of something in their podcast or something, they can do it with AI.
But then again,
Yeah.
I think to everybody's point about art and AI, I think the difference is when I buy a piece of art from somebody, like this one behind me from Adam, right here, that was given to us. So there's some soul and depth to it because he actually did it. Where if someone generates, like I've generated AI art, there's no soul or depth. It's me just saying, make New York City on a windy, coldy day with a guy smoking a cigar in the sky. I didn't paint it. I just thought it. Right. So there's no soul or depth to it. When I look at it, it's very beautiful, but there's no soul and depth. When I look at a painting or photography, like we have the moose over here, and I look at that, I'm like, that's awesome. Like there was somebody actually went out into
There
the
are
woods
many
and took a
sayings
picture.
about that. There are other people saying that, the AI we're supposed to do our cleaning stuff in the house and
Okay.
so that we can make art. But now AI is making art, and I'm doing that. I have to do my dishes.
And I was going to say, I still have to do my dishes because I don't have the robot yet to do the dishes.
But
I got it.
there was an argument about photography, wasn't it? That took the heart out of art.
It isn't. I think certain photographs, like I said, I joke. I always talk about the moose that we got from the guy from Canada, and this moose is just like when he first showed us the picture, I was like, "What is this, like AI?" And literally went to the wood. There's a moose with a smirk on its face, and he's just sort of like, and I'm like, "That's perfect." So I think the right photograph can move you, whether it's to tears or to smile or whatever it is, just like the right painting. Like when I look at the art,
or the right piece of AI art, then if you
yes and no, but AI art seems to be different because it seems, and I haven't seen anything different than this. It's very cartoonish when I look at AI art. When I go into ChatGPT 4 and use Dolly, and I say do something for me, and it does. It's gorgeous, but it's still cartoonish. And I don't mean that in a bad way. It just doesn't. I look at it and I may get a little smirk and go, "That's nice," but it's nothing where I would sit and want to stare at it for hours and go, "This is a gorgeous piece of art," because I know how it was created. And to me, it's just there's something missing. I don't know what it is. Now, 50 years from now, I may change my mind and go, "No, it's
Oh,
gorgeous."
maybe even two.
Well, you could
Yeah.
say the same about the photograph. I mean, you just went in, went click, and walked
Yeah.
out, and that was it. There's no.
Yeah, but knowing what took him to do the photograph and hearing the story, I have a different perspective. See, I can't go into a gallery that has photography
Yeah,
and buy
yeah.
a photo because I don't know the story. The guy who took the moose thing, I heard the whole story. So the fact that I know the story behind it, I think that's why it has a semblance of meaning to me.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah. Well, that could be an argument that the AI artists say it meant something to me.
well, it does.
Yeah,
I'm just
they are
saying
saying this.
my
They're
point of
saying
view. Yeah, my point of view is it's very cool. I like it. I mean, I can do it. I go to Dolly every now and then for fun. I'm like, oh, let's try something. And I'm like, oh, this will be good for, a thumbnail for the show. And then we use AI to generate thumbnail. And they all look very cartoonish, not real worldish. When I look at it, I go, boy, if I was going to write an anime magazine or an anime series, I know exactly how to do it. But that's not. I'm not that
But
creative,
that's
so I
that's a
can't.
technique that they will conquer. They're already doing. Not everything looks cartoonish.
It
They
may be the
are.
prompt. It may be just the prompt that you put in, because you could say could
Yeah,
add
it might be the prompt.
photorealistic.
Oh, okay.
Put that in. Put that in.
I'm
your
still
prompt.
learning. I'm not
No,
an artist,
I'm just.
so I'm learning.
I have a different point that the art usage and how we use it in general, how we consume it, it's nothing to do with mechanical stuff. Because look, it's a pretext for communication. Actually, it's
Right.
it's a bridge between subjectivity and objectivity. And here we're talking about something else. I mean, how they work. They are fed with a lot of data of other artists which have done photos or paintings or
Right.
3Ds or stuff like that. And with the prompt and having this input, it's trying to mix things and come with kind of random stuff, actually. Okay, based on the prompt that you have. But you didn't have the idea in the beginning. You
True.
could place, the triangles, so because you can work also this way. Anyway, they are advancing it, but it's all of the sake of saving time. Because what's the point of it? Saving time so that we can do our dishes and not do the arts.
Right.
Well, the art need the time that they need. I know artists who work on one work for 3 months. I know others who work 1 hour.
Right.
Everybody, you said that I can do it also with the AI. Well, you could also do abstract painting.
With
You
AI.
could do.
Yeah.
No, without AI, just with a brush. You just have a
Oh
white
yeah, just
canvas.
I could do like a Lichtenstein.
play.
I could do a
Play.
Lichtenstein and throw stuff all over the place and go, look, I'm done in
You
$50
can
million.
do exactly.
Yes.
You can do what other arts are doing, exactly copying the style of Jackson Pollock with a stick and
Yeah, but at the
putting.
end of the day, that's not a style. That's just like I'm throwing crap on a canvas and people are stupid enough to write me a check. Anybody can do that. I don't see any value in that.
It's
I see
working.
value in other.
It's
I know it's
working.
working. I see value in like a Keith Harrington or a Chagall. I see there's value there because they actually took the time. When these guys throw the paint like this, even Mr. Chow,
That's the good
owns
with art.
Mr. Chow's restaurant does the same thing, and I'm like, it's very pretty, but I know what I don't get it. I'm like, I'm sorry, I don't. Throwing paint on something is. I did that when I was a kid. They had the finger painting stuff, the little thing that went around and you pour the
went
paint.
around to put paint on it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, all right, I created a Pollock.
But I always had this discussion with my kids when they first discovered Damien Hirst, and they, it's like that was half a cow in the tank with the bromide, they said, well, he's just cut a calf in half. How can that be art? And I said, well, it's art in the respect that he did it and you didn't.
Right.
That's the art.
And plus, everything matters. That the guy matters. What gallery he showed it. What's the point of the art? The art was that art works from Hearst where they had the point. The later works have only one point: money.
Money, yeah. Once you get
It's got only
famous,
one point:
everything's
money.
Yeah.
Let's make
Well,
more
yeah.
money.
Well, I
And
mean,
more money.
I saw a documentary about him, and he had all these students, all that were all desperate to work for him. Again, Morse with these spinning wheels, and he just come around and he would just put one bit of paint, throw one bit of paint on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
By definition,
But Michelangelo kind of worked this way again. Also,
Exactly. As did Rubens. But exactly, and Rembrandt. But it had, as long as it had the touch of the master, then you could ask top dollar for it.
But that's the thing, though. That's crazy. 'Cause,
Look,
I mean, like,
you
I look
can
at, like,
you can cheat everybody in
Yeah.
a way. You can cheat. Let's quote this cheat. You can cheat everybody. It's, but you know the truth.
Right.
So here's knows the truth. He knows that, however he will, put words into it and show the concept, etc. He knows that this if this is the work that we are doing at the moment right now, well, they don't look that interesting. I mean, the whole point with the works that were half NFTs and half, physical, and people decided which one. What's the okay? It's art, yeah, okay. But what's the point? So somebody, the point is money. The point is money again. Okay.
No, we felt that it was we felt it was important because we were doing that. We felt that was important for two things. One is because somebody had the digital collectible, the NFT, and I still think there's a whole segment of society that will enjoy it and will continue to enjoy the NFTs.
Mhm.
And the other thing was that you also had the physical piece of art that you could, like Steve's moose, he could sit and look at all day. If he was sitting, yeah. So I mean, if Steve was looking at his NFT moose, then he'd just have his telephone in front of him all the time.
And if I'm going to look at my phone, I just look at YouTube, guys, because it's just
more beautiful.
Yeah. But no, I think it's really funny when you go down this rabbit hole of AI. Is it alive? Is it a digital species? And then we start talking
It's
about
alive.
we talk about AI and art. What's very interesting is at the end of the day, to Adam's point, then it becomes all about money. At the end of the day, where you start all the way here at A, by the time you get to Z, what is it all about? Money. That's it.
Well, not for everyone, of course. I'm not here for the money.
No,
well,
you're
okay,
the
they can be for any reason. They can be alive for any reason. If this is
you're
keeping them alive.
You're a great host, Adam, but I find that difficult to believe. But there you go.
The what?
I find it difficult to believe that you're not here for the money. Well, you're not here for the money on this show.
Definitely not on this show. Yeah, I'm just saying in general, though, it really is funny when you start looking at the evolution of it. It's almost like we're going back to day one. Yeah. It's like here's this AI, and everyone's like, "Oh my God, there's AI, there's AI." And
I don't have a problem to say that I'm here for them. I'm for the money on the NFTs.
Okay,
I'm for the money there because it's a market.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm there for the market. It's a market. So we speak about the market in general. We speak also about some arts, but I'm for the market because I know that I'm in a market. But I wouldn't have a problem to say I'm for the money if I were for the money. But I feel that the money is too abstract for me to say I'm here for the. What is money?
Right.
What is money? It's hard to say actually, because you have to pull down the things that, okay, what means money to you? Then it means that, okay, comfort life, not being afraid about tomorrow. Well, you still be afraid about tomorrow. Elon Musk and all those rich guys, they're still afraid about tomorrow. They are more afraid than you because they have more to lose, actually. So they are more afraid than you because everybody every day is talking about the bankruptcy and how they go. It's not they're gonna lose their money and stuff. They have the money, but having the money is like you get used to it, like having two eyes. Right. You only feel that you don't have two eyes when you lose it.
Right.
You get it for granted. There are some things that we get for granted, so it's easy to get to have for granted that you have the money, that you're a rich guy. And then you want to become more rich and more rich and more rich. It seems to me that this story never ends. So if I were for the money, it would be like, okay, what are you for? To collect more money? Like, okay, when is exact amount of money that you will stop. And if you stop, what's next? You see, you don't have a plan B. So you stay with plan one because plan one never ends.
Shared an interview this weekend with it was in 2017 with Bill Gates and Warren Buffett. And Bill Gates was saying, because he physically had Warren Buffett's diary in his hand. And he said to the guy who was interviewing him, he said, have a look at Warren Buffett. He said, how many things have you got in there for the month of April? And the guy looked through and he said, I think I've found 4. And there was a whole conversation about time, et cetera, et cetera. But Warren Buffett said something really interesting. He said, I can buy whatever I like, but the one thing I can't buy is time.
No, he is mistaken. He cannot buy so many things as he thinks. There are more than time that he cannot buy. In fact, he can buy some time because he's got the best Medicare than any one of us.
Yeah.
That means that in a situation,
he can go to the best doctors in the world because he can spend the money.
More possibilities. It's statistical. He cannot buy real love, for example. The real love. I mean, I'm here with you not because you have a lot of money.
But you can buy.
It's what crosses everybody's mind when they are rich.
Yeah,
this guy, they are all for me, close to me because I have money.
Well, there's a point though where it's that thing. If you have money, you have to be very careful who your friends are.
Yeah, they know it.
Most of the people with money have acquaintances because only a handful of friends. Because everybody always wants something from you.
Yeah,
so you keep everybody at arm's length. They want your money, or they want they're like, I'll go on a trip with you.
It's an unfortunate situation because each time that you will be presented to somebody, they will know that you have that money, And in
That's
one,
not true. Yeah. That's not well, Warren Buffett is because he makes it known. Bill Gates makes it known. I have friends who have more money than they know what to do with, and you would never know it because we just all hang out. And that's the way it should be.
Okay.
No one's trying to show off they have the biggest what in the room.
Yeah, not everybody's showing off. Yes, for sure.
Everybody's like, we have money. We're good. We don't have to tell everybody. We're good.
Well, I don't have money.
It's better to have money and not anybody know.
Correct.
Than to have money and everybody know that you have money because it's a problem.
But
I don't know. I don't have this problem, so I'm not for the money, so I don't have this problem.
Yeah, we just do it. We just do it for the groupies. That's the whole reason we do this show.
Yeah, I have other problems. As an artist, I have other problems that my duties, and coming back to our starting point, is that I don't believe that AI has any need to speak its mind about the world it's living. It won't happen. It won't have any philosophical.
In the New York Times interview that the guy did with the Meta one, it did speak its mind about the human race, the world it's living in.
No.
They don't.
They don't have this kind of.
I think it does. I think you're going to be sadly mistaken.
Just ask GPT now. What's your opinion about me, and you'll see what you get.
GPT is different. That is for the public. That's for us stupid people. The other AIs that I see that are coming down the pike that are being developed,
they are just more lifelike, human-like. That's it.
They have.
Nothing
they actually have.
There's nothing human in them.
They have thought.
Nothing human.
They actually can think through a problem. So I think
they actually fake better. They way to you as an observer that they are something like human. They have something like.
I don't know about that. I still think. I think we're going to be.
Do you think you guys could think through the following problem that I'm about to run the credits? Is that something you can think through? Do you think, or?
Well, before you run the credits, let's just say this: thank you for watching the live broadcast. It gets rebroadcast. It's live every Monday. Rebroadcasted on Tuesday morning.
Wonderful debate.
It's a wonderful debate. Don't forget to subscribe and like. Tell your friends. Leave us comments if there's a certain show you want to see or a topic you want to discuss with us. Feel free. And that's it, guys. Always a good show.
Next time we have a topic about women.
Ooh, what do we? Can't wait. That's going to be a good topic. That'll get everybody in trouble. I should do that one from.